You ready for the girls?
Indeed I am. Let's play this game since you wanted to talk shit. Let's play this game.
This is a family-friendly podcast.
This is a friendly podcast?
Family-friendly.
Oh, hell no. You're somehow lucky I haven't cursed yet.
You're right.
And I'm only because I'm at a Christian school. It's the only reason I'm not.
All right. So welcome to 6 Minutes. We are going to talk the girls' brackets. And to be fair, they were just released not that long ago. And I tasked Lucas with really looking through them and telling me what he thought, and challenged him. So it'll be really interesting to see how well he does in this prediction. So before we get started, let's flip over to the girls and just talk very quickly. So this is a traditional 16-person bracket, okay? What's interesting about that I don't understand is there were, I think, 7 sections. So I don't know if 2 others were brought in, how that worked. I would assume Katarina Velasquez is the section champ on 1, and Haley Ziniger is the section.
If I remember correctly, the reason why these took so long, and this is where I know more than you, they were true seeded after the sections.
Oh, they were true seeded.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's actually, it's for everybody who doesn't know, if you actually hit information and hit auto seeds, you can actually see the seeds.
Oh, you do it that way. I go to just information.
Yeah, it's all good. So yes, so I was right in that the top line is your number 1 seed, your bottom line is your 2 seed, and then your 3 and 4 seed are in the middle. So, okay, so let's go back over to here.
102 pounds. These girls are the girls that you're going to see wrestling 101 and 109 in college coming up. Catalina Velasquez, she has been dominant all year, has wins over Angus Hampton, M. Ziminger of North Gwinnett in this past season. I think she also beat the Waterman girl at Cartersville in December. Just really dominant all year. Her one loss is an out-of-state loss to one of the girls from South Carolina. I can't remember who it was, but she's my heavy favorite. Girl is super good on her feet. Got some really good knee pull stuff to both sides, too.
I love that. That was a great analysis. All right.
Yeah, because you decided to talk, so okay. Also, if you do want a dark horse, Sienna Malik, Malik, I'm so sorry that if I can't say her last name. 2014 record, but two of her losses come out of Stevens. 2 of her losses come to Angus from Hampton. I think both of them were semi-close matches. So, yeah, like just know. I wouldn't be shocked if she gets in a place.
Okay. I'm going to throw out a name, and that is Liliana Mckinley from Carrollton. Her name has popped up a couple times with some good wins. Yes. I think that she might be somebody to watch as well.
I agree.
So let's flip over to 112, and we have a returning state champ. I don't know if it's at this weight, right? But,
I do not think so.
But Lisa Glimp from Marietta is a hammer. She actually
killer. Absolute killer.
She actually qualified for the boys sectional and then decided to give up that spot and go to the girls sectional to
and was dominant in girls sections. Was dominant.
All right.
So
she's your favorite.
Yes, but
so who else you got?
I love me some Randall out of is that
I think that's Columbia or Columbus.
No, Columbus. No, because they changed it. Because in the boys, it's not that.
I know.
Anyways, I do love me some Randall. She is a very odd 112 because she wrestles a lot more like powerful. Like she's big, brawl, get the front headlock, brawl, get to some hooks. Like she's just really really dangerous in a lot of positions that normally 112s in small weight classes aren't as dangerous in.
All right. That's a good one. That's a 3 seed. Do we have anybody that's not a top 4 seed that is somebody we should watch?
No.
Oh, you're on mute.
Not necessarily in this weight class. This weight class looks to be a little bit more chalkboard to me.
Okay. I'm going to throw out Betty Cherry from East Coweta. She's also tough. She's the 2 seed. Somebody to watch, but I think we are in agreement that Lisa has won a state title before and is definitely the favorite heading in. All right, 122 pounds. What do you got for me?
Yeah, so in 122 pounds, this is a fun bracket here because up top you have Brooke French, and she can wrestle her behind off. Super good in all positions. A little bit under the radar, though, I've noticed when it comes to colleges, which is interesting to me. I love the Meta Jones at Alexander. I cannot say her middle last name. I've tried before, and it's just one of those things where I'm just like, oh, throw the X up, not even going to go there. Dorothy Jarrell at Chestatee as well is a super stud to me. This is a fun weight. Not a top 4 seed. I really do like what I've seen as Samantha Patton. That girl can wrestle, the freshman from Cook. This is a fun bracket. I can't wait to see a possible Meta and Samantha quarterfinal.
All right. And I'm going to go ahead and throw out one additional name, and that is Jasmine Jenkins Bay out of Columbus, who wrestled exceptionally well down at the
I completely foregoed her because I was looking at non-top seeds. But yes, you are 100% correct.
I agree with you.
She has got the nastiest high pull dump I've seen in a while.
Okay. All right. So let's go with our 132s. What do we got?
Here we have a fun bracket. My Prado is your number 1 seed at Lassiter. She is a level up product through and through. That girl is just super good. Then we look down to Brooke Ligdon at Alexander, 23-1 on the year. Is that Ware County in Perla Hernandez?
I believe so.
I do believe so as well.
But yeah, let's go ahead and check.
Yep, Ware County. I have seen her before at tournaments. Gets the job done. I like our top 3 seeds here. Some intrigue though in the seeding because I know from what I saw that that Pimmins girl from Chestatee does have a record and has some good wins. Like I know that she beat Steiner. She's one of Steiner's 4 losses. So I wonder why it's 0-0 there.
Who knows? I mean, what gets entered into track wrestling and so on.
No, I'm just saying, I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Another one to keep an eye on is Gracie Botts from Creekview.
I know she was in that way. I didn't even see her. Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, and I assume that's Brianna is Gracie because that should be about the weight, I would think.
I thought she was one up.
She might be up at a weight, and this might be another Botts. It could
I
be,
thought she had a sister. Like I thought there's 2 Botts.
Oh, there might be.
I could be wrong.
Let's jump up to 142 and see if there is another one.
No.
You know what? We can go right here and do a search. And there is only one.
So that's okay. That's her.
Yep. And she wrestled exceptionally well down at the knockout as well. I think she was in the finals of the knockout. So sitting down there with Brooke Ligon, the number 2 seed should be really interesting. All right, 142. What do you got? Are you talking? You're talking. You hit mute again.
Sorry. There is a girl in this weight class I am super high on. It kind of went a little viral. The flow camera at Grappler catching me on a little cuss there. But Genevieve Ann is a friggin' killer. I love what I see out of her. That girl, super dangerous on her feet. Got a hook game. Shout out RJ Weston giving her that. She is super dangerous in all positions, but she walks into a possible semifinal of Raven Cook out of Jacks County, who can bang. But of course, we look at the top side now. They're going to walk into the winner of Kendra Hiroch or Boost maybe at Alexander. She's an Alexander girl with a good record from South Carolina, or in that went to the South Carolina with Alexander, as they all do, put up some good performances. I think Boost and Let are 1-1 on the season. I think that they traded wins. Like, the 142 is a popcorn-approved weight class. And if you are a girls' college coach and you are looking for young midweights, Hiroch and Ann, thank me later. Both of them, hammers.
And Raven Cook.
I said younger. Like, if you're looking, like, I don't count junior as young.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I was talking like sophomores and freshmen.
I got you. All right.
Like, you're looking for your future class, the classes of 24, etc.
All right. So let's jump up to 152. This is a fun weight class. So before I let you take over, because you've taken over most of them, Sydney Sullins is a returning champ. 2 years ago, Heidi Raines was a champ for Dade County. Ariana Bacon wrestled exceptionally well down. Trying to think of a couple different places she's wrestled as well. So the top 3 seeds for me are absolutely 100% right.
I would agree 100%.
Sullins versus Raines. Sullins, is so cool last year. She and her brother both won state titles, which was pretty cool. Heidi Raines won it as a freshman and didn't wrestle last year. So it'll be really interesting to see her back in the mix. What else you got for me?
You took the words out of my mouth there to an extent. I went a little, and my deep dive went a little bit more into the technical side of wrestling, because you guys know me. The Kano girl out of Osborne, 13-0 for a senior. The record is a little deceiving because she hasn't had the stiffest of competitions. I think she only had 1 or 2 matchups with girls in the bracket, and they weren't the top seeds in the bracket. But I'm gonna say one thing about her: she is super dangerous on the mat. She's got a lot of Tiana Askew in her with some weird shoulders, is able to move her body in super flexible ways. She could absolutely catch someone. Don't be watch out for her. She's super, super dangerous.
All right. Jump into 162. I did the last one, so we'll let Lucas take this one.
Sweet. Jade Masa, was she a state champion last year? I do think so, right?
I don't know off the top of my head, and I would have to open another Excel file, so we're not going to do that. But
okay. I do think she was, and if not, place her from last year, coming in as your number 1 seed, rightfully shows she did defeat Mobley earlier in the season. Number 3 seed comes in Caitlin Mixon out of Ware County. She's a stud. Then you see Chessity there in the 4, and Goddins, who I'm high on. Number 4 there, Ashley Goddins. She can wrestle her tail off. Kaylee Hiley at Oglethorpe. This is a fun weight to me. Lots of possible interesting matchups here, even in a Litzy Soto, who has a 0-0 record, but I know can wrestle. I've watched her a couple times out of
Gainesville.
Johnson, Gainesville.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree with you. This, if you pay attention to the girls outside of the season, these are names that you see wrestling lots of different places and wrestling lots of different, they go lots of different places. They wrestle lots of different people. So definitely not surprised by your seeds at 162. So, up to this point, we've talked a little bit about, we've gone through most of the weight classes. How do you think the seating committee did so far?
I think they did well. For the most part, there hasn't been too many egregious things. As I look through my notes, nothing has really kind of jumped off the page to me. Mm-hmm. I will say some of the 0-0s, I think there was a little bit of hanging back from teams. Like, maybe they have a girl who they know is good, but maybe they thought it was better off to leave her unseated and kind of let the committee do their job. I don't know who was on the committee. It's one of those things where there are girls who are 0-0, and that's a damn deceiving 0-0.
Well, and I don't know that they're accurate. I don't know how they're submitted. I don't know any of those things. So
yeah, I don't know either. I just know that they were true seeded.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and that's good. So if you can do that for the girls, why can't you do that for the guys?
Well, it was more done out of need because how do you do a formula for seven?
No, you're right. You're right.
At least that's what I believe. Like, unless like.
Okay. All right. So
the
let's
only
jump.
thing I can maybe see is if like you take the top two and then the other four or other two come from the biggest sectionals.
Nah, let that go. I'm with you. All right. So 172. What do you
172. So Beyonce McCollum, Hammer and North Side, North View, North Ridge, one of those.
North Gate, maybe?
Maybe.
North Side.
That was one of the ones I mentioned.
There you go.
The North Side, super good. Has some really good stuff from hooks, I noticed. Has a really good fake to a snap that she gets on a lot of girls. She'll see probably a Shizer final from Gilmer. Shizer is one of those Team Georgia girls, wrestles freestyle. A girl I like in this bracket, a little lower on the seating than I actually suspected. This is the first one where I'm a little bit like, oh, what happened there? Is Adrienne Griggs from Carrollton, I think that is, 26-6, and I believe she defeated Hargrove earlier in the year. I do believe.
Okay.
At least that's what my notes have. My notes have that. So.
And Hargrove is a 5 seed, and Griggs is a 6 seed. So
not too egregious, nothing too wild yet. But it's. I'm going to say that I think McCollum is your favorite in this weight, but don't be surprised if some weirdness happens. Don't be surprised.
All right. Okay. Let's go to 197 with, I'm going to jump to there. All right. So this is a weight class. Maybe you can explain it to me a little bit. Because I believe Marenko from Carrollton is ranked nationally.
Yes, she is.
And I don't know that Mia Bernanke is ranked nationally or Lily Chavis is ranked nationally. I don't know if they have any head-to-heads. So it's just interesting that she comes in as the 3 seed.
Hey, guess what? What you're saying, I was literally going to say. I don't know what happened here, but Marenko is my favorite.
Okay.
For sure.
You know, Lily Chavis does come in 15-1. She does wrestle for a very good Jackson County team.
A sneaky good program in Jackson County. Are they keeping team score for the girls?
They have in the past, yeah.
Oh, I hope they do.
Yeah. I believe they have in the past. Boy, somebody could correct me if I'm wrong.
I will say, though, I am intrigued to see how a Bernanke Marenko match. Like I would love to see Bernanke get tested in that way should she get there.
All right, and let's wrap it up with 225.
Mm-hmm.
And at first glance, it's not surprising that Isabella Redlinger is the top seed. She is, I believe, nationally ranked.
Yes, she is.
The other girls I don't know as well. So fill me in on maybe somebody that isn't seated in the top 4 that we might want to keep an eye on. Do you have somebody for me?
Yes, I do actually, and she's not top 4, and you're gonna be like, oh, really? But it's the number 5 in Lily Buckaloo from Alexander. She has put on some great performances this season, and her and Redinger faced off, and Redinger beat her, but it was a closer match than anyone probably would have suspected it being. I believe it's like a couple points. Redinger's super good. Don't get it twisted. But Buckaloo can wrestle. Like, that's a semifinal that if you're Redinger, like, you got to be ready for, or you might just get knocked off. On that bottom side, throw darts.
Okay. You know what's really interesting is that we see some schools, something that kind of stood out to me, and I'm going to take it back over to you and I. So Osborne, you know, we see here, we see
Chestatee, obviously.
We see Northside. Yeah, no, but I'm talking about like Northside Columbus. We see we see Charles Drew. We see teams that we don't necessarily see on the guys' side.
Oh no, and that is, I think, indicative of a phenomena that's going on around the country, and it's beautiful to see that girls wrestling is getting some really good push, and it's growing super fast. And I think a lot of that has to do with the Grow Women's Wrestling thing that's going on Instagram and the trend, and it's really empowering for women, I think, and it's great to see that the sport of wrestling is growing for women. It's lovely to watch happen in real time. As we see state by state, they're knocking down that barrier and having official state tournaments.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the last things I want to talk about is that, Life has a women's program, BP has a women's program, many of the schools in Georgia have women's programs. And, we haven't necessarily seen that in a lot of other places, but you're at BP, BPC. You can talk a little bit about, the women's program there and kind of what that kind of does with, and you had Tiana ask you at Collins Hill, a top girl that was, that is now at Missouri Baptist, I believe.
Yes, she was at Missouri Baptist. Originally was going to go to Emmanuel and then transferred. Or I don't know if she even went. Like I know that the plan originally was her to go to Emmanuel. I know that was originally what was going to happen.
So my question is there a lot of interaction between the two programs?
I can only speak for Bruton Parker, obviously, because I don't know the inner workings of a Lion or a King or things of that nature, or a Mobap.
Right.
But like half the week we will train together, and there will be, hey, when we hand fight, grab a boy, grab a girl. Like we intermingle a lot during practice, and it's really healthy for all of us because it's a different feel both ways. The girls wrestle freestyle in college, so their training's a little different. I help out with the girls team a lot. I stay after the boys practice and roll with the girls, and it's super fun to see, especially because now listen to what I'm saying, people. Listen to me. Girls wrestling is so new that the average level is lower. Not that they're worse, but they're younger as a whole because the sport has only been popular for the past little over a half decade. So the sport is growing and advancing and evolving in the wrestlers they're building. Is everybody understanding? I'm not saying the boys are better than girls. Does everybody get what I'm saying here? No, because I'm saying it loud and clear for the idiots who are going to try to get at me and Twitter finger me. I'm saying it loud and clear. It's super helpful, but in all seriousness, it's really healthy. It's really fun. You have some, like, for example, tomorrow the girls have a duel. All the boys are going to be there to support them, and it's really it's healthy for the program, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, and I asked for your opinion. That's the reason I wanted to just get your perspective. So
yeah, probably wanted me on my soapbox for a minute.
Yeah, well, I was just curious. I mean, so I coached girls a long time ago in Florida, and we had girls practice and the guys practice, and they sometimes intermingled in different things along those lines. But I haven't obviously been in the room for 20 years. So
you should get back in the room. Right?
I'm good. So did you happen to add up the different number of who has brought the most out of these?
Hey, here's how we're gonna do that. Go to teams.
Yeah, but I can't sort them. Can I? So Chesadee has 7.
I think it's like 9 weights.
Alexander has 5. Gilmer has 4. Greenbrier has 3. Jordan has 4. Let's see. Northside has 4. Osborne has 4.
What about Woodward?
Veterans has 4. Woodward has 1.
Oh, Ware. No, it was Ware. God damn, I hate these damn initials.
Ware has 3.
Okay. Hey, by the way, guys, type your names out for your schools, please. Stop initialing it. It's pissing me off.
I don't know it's them. It might be the person who's running the tournament.
Well, him, her, them, they, them. I don't care. All right. Type it out.
So,
holy.
So what is your kind of takeaway from the girls?
I think it's gonna be Chesadee. Like at least on the team side of it, I think it's gonna be Chesadee. And I think it's going to take a little bit before we see something different. And I only say that because you're seeing an explosion in the youth girls state tournament. I did do some research actually on this because I wanted to mention this. Over the past 4 years, so the 2020 girls youth state tournament in youth, the girls brackets. So 2019, 18, 17. Keep this in mind. 2017 to 18, we saw a 36% increase in competitors. 18 to 19, we saw a 21% increase on that 30. And then listen to this, in 19 to 20, a 49% increase in competitors. Now, I don't know how many have stayed like through high school, but if those numbers are accurate, we're seeing this huge growth. Go to the Georgia Girls Freestyle State Tournament for the summer. You see huge brackets, especially by freestyle standards in the state of Georgia. We know this. Like you see freestyle state tournaments of 9 guys, and we're like, oh, that's a big bracket. We're seeing girls brackets of 10, 11 in some of these weight classes. This is beautiful to see. This is where the teams are going to start growing, is in the middle schools. And as time goes on, we'll see, like by 2024, I think we're going to see bigger and bigger programs for the girls, like we see in Tennessee with a Ross View. Cleveland. Give me one more. Clarksville, thank you. How you're seeing 20, 25 girls on the team. We won't see that in Georgia for a couple years. And not that that's bad, it's just that it hasn't happened yet. The cycle of evolution hasn't ticked off yet in the same way as it has in Tennessee.
I appreciate it. That was awesome. You did your homework. We'll see how well you do when the results come out.
I hope I do well.
All right. See you in Macon?
Yes, sir. I hope so. I do believe I will be in Macon. I don't want to say for sure yet, but I do think I will be in Macon.
All right.